So welcome back to my videos on Italian references in the animation of Vento Aureo. In this episode I'll be talking about episode 33, 34 and 35. So in this shot we see the Arco of Costantino, which was dedicated to the victory of Costantino I in the Battle of Ponte Milvio. Going over the eye catch, I've noticed there's this cube motif going on in the series, with here King Crimson breaking it, while Giorno's ones are rendered regular. So here's a painting of the Colosseum, and in information checkpoints usually you get some stuff like this. So at this point where we see Diavolo for the first time, there's this like stair thing, which is a parallel of when Polnareff met Dio. I might do a video on it another day. The way Diavolo takes off his clothes while going up the stairs might be a reference to the new descending staircase of Marcel Duchamp. So in a way, and I might go over this another time more in deeply, of the antagonist in part 5 kind of represent futurism stuff, like Black Sabbath referencing the Kiriko, and basically the power of King Crimson kind of working in the same idea of futurism. So yeah, that's it. In episode 24 we see for the first time a new type of opening with Diavolo, and there's this part in Italian and it says, "No one can escape the chosen destiny. The result alone remains that you will be destroyed. The eternal apex exists for me only. You can sing songs of sorrow in the world without time." And alright, so here when we see Mr. and Trish being scared of each other, we see Mr. in the body of Trish doing this specific pose, which is a reference to Jesus calling to Saint Matthew in a painting of Caravaggio. And when we see Trish disgusted at Mr.'s body odor, the pose she does is a reference to the Giudizio Universale, and it's the pose of Jesus being disgusted by humanity. And I might say that the Colosseum is a patrimony of UNESCO, of the whole world. So if you go there, please don't shoot at stuff. So when we see this flashback of Polnareff, he most probably has rested in a town in the central area of Italy. Might be Tuscany, might be Lazio. It's in episode 35. I'll start over talking about Chariot Requiem. I already talked about how the way it walks away resembles an Italian brand, and you can see that in my other videos on the manga stuff. If I didn't talk about something in the anime videos here, it's probably there. But anyway, the clothing resembles 1770 French military clothing, which in a sense succeeded the knight. So that's probably the aesthetic motif of Chariot Requiem, passing from a knight to a military thing. But it also has some resemblance with some of the Alps regiment clothing. Reaching to the later parts of the episode, so the part where Rancha passes away has many iconographic poses. So obviously the first one is the crucifixion of Christ, and then passes to the transfiguration. The Raffaello one is the most similar, ignoring the part of a lance of Longinus. But when Giorno is healing his own body, it resembles the deposition of Christ and the Gesù Morto, so with Giorno taking the role of the Virgin Mary as he usually does and cleaning the body of her own son. And about that, Giorno starts to summon lilies over Narancia's body, which has two meanings connected to it. So the first is that the white lily is used to recall the purity of Jesus in his life when he was a little child. And secondly, as I already said, Giorno is heavily connected to the Virgin Mary, and by doing this he's recreating again the deposition of Christ, where she has to mourn her own son's death. And these were all the references I could find for now in episode 33, 34 and 35. I hope to see you in the next one, which might be the last one because like we're almost there. But yeah, I hope you have a good time.